Welcome back to Henry's Garage. I've got the inlet manifold on and no water leak on there, at least not at the inlet manifold, but I've discovered I have a water leak at the heater matrix instead. So that's not great. Installed the exhaust manifold, looks nice. That's it. Like, subscribe, comment, give me some encouragement because I am just so naffed off right now. And I'll see you next time. Bye. We'll freeze in it for half an hour. I've made it small enough to fit. Let's go see. Well, the answer is no. Half an hour didn't do it. Now, whether a longer would, I'm not sure, but it's clearly not sitting in and actually doesn't feel cold any longer. I've done this measurement here several times now, so I'm measuring the outer diameter of that area, okay, right there, the outer diameter, and the measurement I get for that, if we can get this to focus, is 37.5 mil. Okay, so we've got an outer diameter of 37.5 mil. When I take the O-rings that are provided, they have an outer diameter of 39 mil. So we've got 1.5 too much. They have the actual ring has a diameter of 3 mil. So I think if I were to buy a 31.5 mil inner diameter, so 31.5 plus 3 is 37.5. All right. See, and this is, I'll just do it again. There you go, 37.5. Okay, so that's a 37.5 ring, then that should fit perfectly. Sorry, so a 31.5 plus 3 should fit perfectly. And I have looked and I can find those. So I'm tempted to try that. I have found this website, which I think explains to me how to calculate the size of the O-ring I need. So this is errrrgggg.com in English. Know How Hub, blogs O-ring sizes. You can see it there. And what this tells me is, so I think I have an axial seal, and we've got internal pressure because we're going to have fluids coming from inside, and the ring is going to get compressed. So I'm doing hand motions here, which obviously you can't see. So we want the pressure, we want the ring size to be placed against the outer diameter of the groove. Now we don't actually have an inner diameter, so that's actually fairly obvious. So I think that is 37.5 millimeters. Okay, and it tells us what thickness we need as well here. So we want a 15 to 25% compression in mounted condition in vacuum. Okay. Dynamic 15 compression in smaller applications. So in order to calculate that, I need to take the groove depth and add on the size of the gasket. Although in fact the gasket doesn't progress as far as the O-ring. So from that point of view, it really is just the gasket size, which is presumably then compressed, so a bit harder to measure. So I'm going to go and see what that depth is, and but I think what I'm going to do is I have found these O-rings on eBay. Oh, I hope it's recording the screen as well. If not, I'll have to do a second recording. Anyway, I found these O-rings on eBay, and we have here 31.5mm inner diameter by 3mm cross section. So I think those should fit. And these are Viton rubber seals, so they take temperatures up to 200 degrees C, and says it's for automotive applications, so I think that should be good. So that's what I'm going to look to buy. So I've already measured this just to show you, so that is there. Okay, so 1.5. You know, that would be halfway in, so the 3mm sort of makes sense from that point of view, I guess. That would condense it down. So I'm going to go with those and we'll see if I do any better. Now, the other thing I need to look at, my dad pointed out to me that we've got this slight indent just here. And so we're going to try to round that out a bit. And the way I'm going to try to round that out is I'm taking a socket that almost fits there. Okay, I think that's done it actually. Seems better. Well, I'll do some measuring and see if it seems right. I think that's okay now, because this will now turn, whereas before it was getting caught, so I think we're okay. Good. So I'm going to order that smaller O-ring and hopefully that will do the job for me. I'm going to measure it again first, but that's what I'm going to do. My new carefully measured O-rings have arrived, but this is the old one. And I was expecting probably closer to a 3mm difference in size than I got there. So, I don't know if this can help me. I might just have to order some more, but we're going to see if I can get it in and then decide. I am absolutely amazed, but that now looks like a good fit. So I think holding it in place, whoops, that's two I've dropped. Holding that in place whilst I'm putting it on might be hard, but that actually looks like it's fitting properly, which is fantastic. Okay, we're going to torque it all down now to 27. So I seem to have had trouble with this one down here for some reason, and I don't really know why, so that's really worrying. But the others came together. I've just retightened this, so we should be ready to see if I still have a leak. Okay, so I think we can see that this is, there we go, we can see that that's all the way up to pushing water down there, and it seems good, so that's okay. This is all dry. This here is dripping, so that means that the I need to just fix that. And actually that feels, does that feel loose? Yeah, that's loose. No wonder that's dripping. So I'll tighten that up and then do a bit more. Touch wood, we're okay. So I filled this and it actually overflowed, and by moving this, which obviously adjusts the height, I got it coming up and down. So I think it's really good and full. So we've got a few drops around here because of that. Now I'm going to dry everything off, including the floor, and I'm going to go away for half an hour and see what it looks like. Right, we still have a leak. We've got something leaking in here. So into the radiator. God, I hope it's not inside the That would be awful. Let's have a... I'll get under and see if I can see down here where it's coming from. But I hope it's not inside the actual radiator core. I've been upside down in there, and all the connections to the unit here, and it's fine. But here it's not, so I'm just going to dry this off for you and then put it on time lapse. Oh, in fact, I don't know if I even need to do that because it's already come back. Well, I guess that drip means that the dash has to come back out. I can't. The words I want to use are not appropriate. So I'll get a bucket under that to collect everything and come back to it tomorrow. I'm getting so unhappy with this that it's been 3 days, maybe 4 since I've been out. So let's see how much leaked. Oh, there we are. So I'm going to have to, because that one bolt isn't torquing up properly, it's going to need a helicoil. So I'm going to have to take the inlet manifold off again. I'm going to have to reinstall the helicoil, install the inlet manifold, take out the dashboard, search out what's wrong with the heater matrix. I'm just not in the mood. So I'm going to install that the exhaust manifold, because I can't test that I've done it wrong, and so it'll feel like I've made progress, and then I'm going to stop the video. Right, so there are my new gaskets. Torque is 46 Newton meters. Okay, so I've gone around. I realise now that I don't have seen any of that, but I've talked it all up. I have a problem with this one, and this one back here I couldn't get a torque wrench on, so I used this. I felt what this one felt like and then went and tried that. So when this went in, they were meant to put helicoils on, I think, but or maybe they weren't, I can't remember now. Anyway, I think I really need one in there. I'm just, yuck. Okay, so, so we got the exhaust manifold on, and I've got this one that's not, so I'm hoping that we don't have exhaust leak from there. If not, it'll have to come back off, and if we do, which we're not going to discover for several months, it'll have to come back off, and I'll have to put some helicoils in. Okay, well, that's it for this episode. The exhaust manifold's on, great. The inlet manifold on without leaks, great. But we're going to have to get that dash out, and I think I might be taking that inlet manifold off again in order to get a helicoil in that one that's not torquing up properly. I don't know, I'm just fed up with it. And I guess fed up with the fact that I didn't do it right in the first place. That really irritates me. So, thanks for watching. Sorry to be such a depressing old fart, but there we are. And see you next time, hopefully.